Last year, the Philippine Department of Agriculture vowed to export over 60,000 tons of durian to China by 2025. After all, China is the world's largest durian consumer market, importing 15.6 billion kilograms annually, so the 60,000-ton target is not an exaggeration. However, surprisingly, in the first half of 2025, China imported only a little over 1,300 tons of durian from the Philippines, nearly 50 times less than originally expected. As of now, at least 40,000 tons of unsold durian remain in warehouses in the Philippines, many of which are even moldy. In contrast, durian from countries like Malaysia and Vietnam has entered the Chinese market in large quantities, capturing a multi-billion-dollar market share. The Philippines is deeply dissatisfied with this situation, believing that China's retaliatory restrictions have left their durian unsold, forcing farmers to watch their orchards rot and suffer heavy losses. This raises the question, why has China drastically reduced its durian imports from the Philippines? Is China truly imposing retaliatory restrictions? If you like our video content, please click to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can receive all our latest video content. Now, let's get into today's topic. Do you like durian? This fruit, with a unique and controversial taste, is mainly produced in Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and the Philippines in Southeast Asia. Among them, Thailand has the largest durian planting area, reaching 2.46 million hectares. And among all durian varieties, Thailand's Golden Pillow durian is the most famous. It is named Golden Pillow because its tail is shaped like a pillow. The flesh of this durian can bring 4 taste experiences at the same time: sweet, fresh, milky, and glutinous, and the aroma intensity is 1.8 times higher than that of ordinary durian varieties. In 2024, the total production of Thai durian is about 1.6 million tons. It is expected that by 2025, this figure will reach 1.7 million tons, a year-on-year increase of 32%. With goods, naturally you have to find buyers. Among many countries in the world, they are all eyeing the same supermarket without exception, that is China. As we all know, China has a population of 1.4 billion, making it one of the most populous countries in the world, and also one of the countries with the strongest consumption power. Moreover, a large number of people in China particularly like to eat durian, because in their country, durian can not only be eaten directly, but also made into durian pizza, durian cake, and even used to make soup. The various ways of eating durian have almost been completely developed by the Chinese. In 2023, China's durian consumption will be about 1.4 million tons, and they produce less than 4,000 tons of durian each year, which cannot meet the durian demand of 1.4 billion people. Therefore, China needs to import a large amount of durian every year to make up for the gap between supply and demand. In 2024, China's total durian imports reached 1.56 million tons, ranking first in the world. Among them, Thailand exported about 860,000 tons of durian to China, with a total export value of approximately $3.8 billion. As of May 2025, Thai durian accounted for a whopping 96% of the entire Chinese market. But it is worth noting that among all countries exporting durian to China, the Philippines' export volume is almost at the bottom. Even at their best export time, it was only around 13,000 tons. Seeing Thailand's impressive durian export performance, the Philippines naturally wanted to get a piece of the pie in China's huge market. Therefore, they have been continuously expanding the durian planting area and production in recent years. In 2023, the Philippine Department of Agriculture launched the High Value Crop Development Program, with the goal of expanding the national durian planting area to 15,000 hectares in the next 5 years. In November 2023, the program was first launched in the Cagayan Valley. By distributing 8,000 durian seedlings, they expanded the local planting area from the original 4 hectares to 80 hectares, becoming the core area for the expansion of the Philippine durian industry. Of course, other parts of the Philippines have not fallen behind. such as Cagayan Province, which has also actively joined the ranks of durian expansion. They promoted the large-scale planting of durian through technical promotion and policy support. For a time, many farmers in the Philippines turned to planting durian to prepare for the future entry into the Chinese fruit market. In order to further promote the development of the durian planting industry, in March 2024, the Philippine Department of Agriculture launched a durian industry revitalization plan, which plans to invest more than $40 million to expand the durian planting area, strengthen planting technology training, and improve the cold chain logistics system. The plan focuses on supporting Mindanao in the southern Philippines, including 3 provinces: Davao Region, North Cotabato, and South Cotabato. Not long after the revitalization plan was launched, the Philippines announced that they would export more than 60,000 tons of durian to China in 2025 and increase the export volume to 200,000 tons in 3 years. From common sense, China's total durian imports exceed 1.5 million tons per year, and the Philippines' export plan of 60,000 tons accounts for less than 10%. So this goal is entirely possible. But the reality caught the Filipinos off guard. According to data from the first half of the year, the total amount of durian imported by China from the Philippines was only more than 1,300 tons, accounting for only 0.08% of China's total durian imports. Compared with countries such as Thailand and Vietnam, this data is almost negligible. Moreover, Philippine durian cannot be sold to China, and they can hardly find other ways to sell durian. Because no country in the world can have such a huge consumption capacity as China. At present, most of the durian in the Philippines is ripe, and if it is not picked, it will only rot on the tree. But now there are at least 40,000 tons of Philippine durian unsaleable piled up in the warehouse, and many durian are about to mold. If you wait for another half a month, these durians can only be thrown away. The agricultural economy that the Philippines once prided itself on is now in an unprecedented predicament. Looking at the piles of unsold and rotten durian piled up like mountains, many Philippine farmers are very unwilling. They even began to think that China was engaging in retaliatory restrictions and deliberately not importing Philippine durian, which made it impossible for them to sell durian to the Chinese markets smoothly. So, did China really restrict the import of Philippine durian? As far as I know, the main reason why Philippine durian cannot be sold is that it has obvious shortcomings in quality. Take Cavite Province in the Philippines as an example. The durian plantations, they're still using relatively traditional and backward planting and management methods. To put it bluntly, it is not much different from the ancient slash-and-burn model. Moreover, data show that more than 60% of durian orchards in the Philippines are not equipped with pest and disease monitoring systems, which leads to excessive pesticide residues in their durian during export inspections. Especially in 2024, after China Customs comprehensively raised the quarantine standards for imported fruits. Many durians in Philippine orchards did not meet the requirements at all, and it was very common for them to be stuck in customs. In contrast, Malaysia and Thailand use a more scientific and standardized planting process for durian cultivation, and are equipped with a complete rapid cold chain supply system to ensure that the fruit is kept fresh from picking to transportation, and the quality is always stable and reliable. According to a Thai orchard manager, the entire process of durian in their park from picking to entering the cold chain transportation is strictly controlled within 90 minutes. In contrast, the Philippines is relatively backward in transportation technology, and many durians have already started to rot on the way before they reach Chinese customs. Therefore, whether in terms of quality or cost effectiveness, Philippine durian has almost no competitive advantage. We mentioned a long time ago that China has now begun to grow durian in depth. As early as 2018, China launched a large-scale durian planting project in Hainan. As of 2024, the durian planting area here has reached nearly 2,700 hectares. Through technological improvements, China has achieved the tree-ripened, direct-picked model, and the taste and sweetness of durian are much better than those frozen imported durian. Although the current domestic durian production is far from enough, China will certainly give priority to old durian exporters in terms of imports. In this case, it is very normal that Chinese people do not like to eat Philippine durian. But in addition to some problems with Philippine durian itself, the Philippines has also been a key factor in the South China Sea issue in recent years. As early as the end of December 2023, the Philippines openly sent 2 Coast Guard ships, a supply ship and a public ship, to break into the Rinay Reef waters without China's permission. They tried to deliver construction supplies to a warship left in the waters. Then, in June 2024, the Philippines sent another 6 vessels near the waters of Rinay Reef in China's Nansha Islands. Upon discovery, the Chinese Coast Guard immediately issued a warning, but the Philippines ignored the warning and even rammed a Chinese Coast Guard vessel. This was undoubtedly a serious violation of China's sovereignty and a blatant provocation. Moreover, whenever the United States launches pressure on China, the Philippines is often one of the first countries to step forward. Trade between China and the Philippines used to be quite frequent, but after the Philippines repeatedly crossed China's line, China began implementing trade countermeasures. Most of the Philippines' important agricultural products, such as durian and bananas, were originally exported to China. If China restricts these trade, Philippine exports will naturally be significantly impacted. Data shows that total trade between China and the Philippines reached $71.9 billion in 2023, but by the first half of 2024, Philippine exports to China had fallen to just $4.6 billion, a year-on-year decline of 20.2%. Therefore, China's current resistance to importing Philippine durian is understandable. However, allowing them to export a small amount of durian to the Chinese market is a significant concession. If it were another country, Philippine durian would likely not even have a chance to enter the market. Globally, the consumption potential of the Chinese market is undeniable. Take Malaysia, for example. Since it began exporting fresh durian to China last year, the first 40 tons were quickly snapped up by Chinese durian lovers. Thailand, on the other hand, has always maintained good relations with China. Nearly 1 million tons of durian are exported to China annually, creating a mutually beneficial win-win situation. Therefore, if the Philippines could maintain friendly relations with China, perhaps no one would reject its durian products. However, the reality is that the Philippines is constantly provoking and offending China, while at the same time attempting to profit from China's vast market. This attitude is truly unacceptable. It is foreseeable that if the Philippines continues to maintain a confrontational stance in its relations with China, incidents like the durian slump will likely occur again. To not miss out on our future projects and news updates, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We will continue to provide you with more exciting and interesting content.